Hello fellow gamers and strategy enthusiasts, I'm MellowScot and today we're going to be embarking on an epic quest to get 1000% knight effectiveness in Crusader Kings 3. We're going to be playing as King Arthur Pendragon himself as we take our Knights of the Round Table on a journey to become the most effective fighting force that medieval Europe has ever seen. So join me in Cullion in 867 AD, a potential site of the fabled Camelot. Our journey begins as Arthur Pendragon, brave, just, and chaste, and a gallant and seasoned warrior, ready to crush his opponents on the battlefield and achieve victory in Europe's most difficult tournaments. While we're out trying to win those top tier prizes to improve our knights, we're also going to go for the like no one ever was achievement. Keeping to our goal of knight effectiveness, chivalric dominance an easy first pick as it gives us a whopping plus 75%. Now once we've powered up our knights, our goal will be firstly to take the Holy Land in order to search for the Holy Grail, and then we want to turn our attention to Arthur's worst enemies. No, not Mordred, the French.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
We can get some nice bonuses by training up our knights' accolades. We ideally want a Blade Master, but we can't get one now, so we're just going to go for the one that gives us martial experience. We do get a plus 2% bonus from Excalibur, although it kinda sucks. We're very restricted on building space for now, but where we can build, we're going to build blacksmiths. These give us a bonus 1% per level, and while that might seem insignificant now, in the long run it will really stack up. In order to ensure a dynasty of S-tier tourney champions, we make sure to breed in the strength tree of congenital traits. We then swear fealty to the prince of a name that I'm not even going to try and pronounce. I plan to strike when the iron's hot. I'm going to try and conquer England using only our knights, so I go for household guard to get us an extra 4. Going solo not working quite just yet, so we secure some alliances to help us out in the meantime. Having purchased a claim from His Holiness the Pope, our knights managed to seize the petty kingdom of Mercia. But just as we manage to secure victory, we're attacked by the vile Jarl Hastin. He crushes us and our allies, seizing the Kingdom of Wales. I'm sure Coyfish would be very proud. We secure ourselves a robust son and heir, and spend the next few years preparing to retake what we've lost. The Welsh and Anglo-Saxon cultures fuse together, allowing us to unlock herds for additional knights and strength. After securing further alliances with our fellow Christians, we're able to strike back against the Viking to retake Camelot. Our 11 gallant knights assisting in a crushing victory in Warwickshire, allowing us to retake our ancient capital.
Camelot, Camelot, Camelot. It's only a model. Shh.
To get more knight boosting artifacts, we go on hunts. Wolffangs netting us a bonus 5% a pop. The Jarl of Jorvik embroiled in another war, we pounce on the opportunity. Our knight's doing a fairly decent job, but you ain't seen nothing yet. With Jorvik secured for the future Kingdom of England, in peacetime we compete in tournaments, demonstrating our prowess in an archery competition, where we win a very nice bow that gives us even more knights and prowess. We put this to use in a hunt where we're confronted in the forest by our rival. Being the gallant and chivalrous knight that we are, decide just to let him go. What could go wrong there? Murdered by the very man that we decided to show mercy. It is now up to Lancelot to take up his father's position. For our dynasty legacies, we've taken House of Warriors to get a 15% bonus to knight effectiveness, and then we're going to head for Field of the Cloth of Gold. This will give us more, cheaper, and better knights. Our next plan is to rush for boroughs, because this gives us access to a special duchy building, Knight Academies. Even without those, we've managed to achieve around 300% so far. So we're going to continue conquering up the rest of England, our knights making short work of the enemy forces. It is not long before we're able to declare ourselves as King of England. And now that we have our own court, we're able to change it to a warlike one, giving ourselves an extra 10% knight effectiveness. And we've managed to reform our culture to get only the strong. That gives us a whopping 100% knight effectiveness, though it could make getting knights a little bit more tricky. Once enough time's passed, we're also going to go for warriors by merit. For every level of fame, everyone gets an extra prowess. We set our eyes on the special buildings now, starting with the Heddlestave Church. And we pilfer any learning items that we can, so that we can rush boroughs as fast as possible. And also through taking some learning tree perks, we've got ourselves up to 43. By 958 AD, we have unlocked the borough's innovation and so are constructing our military academies anywhere that's Anglo-Welsh, ethnically cleansing anywhere that isn't. Even in our 70s, we're continuing to dominate the tournaments, winning more and more artifacts to give us more knights and knight effectiveness, which we proudly put on display. The arrogant King of Scotland foolishly launches an attack. Time to put our 26 knights to the test. 330% knight effectiveness and fairly decent prowess across the board. They're able to ambush and destroy armies of over 2,000. Later on, we will launch a counter-offensive, taking the Kingdom of Albion for the future Empire of Britannia. With enough piety amassed, I reform our Christian faith into an Arthurian variant, taking unrelenting faith to give everyone of that faith extra prowess, boosting the average prowess of our knights. It also lets members of the clergy serve in the armed forces, so we're going to combine that with literalism as well as warrior priests, literalism giving more piety and piety giving prowess. We launch an assault on Lotharingia in order to take Cologne. This will let us build the Cathedral of Cologne, which is another knight boosting building. After slaughtering the enemy forces at Liège, we take the province. It's also a duchy capital, so we can build the Knight Academy there too. So for a measly 980 gold, we're able to snag ourselves another 20% modifier. Now I was so close to getting the achievement, but unfortunately this character has died. It was only like 2 XP away on the horse track. Now we've also run into another problem which our heir is going to have to deal with. We've been holding as many duchy titles as we can in the game, and our vassals aren't too pleased with that, and there's a bit of a revolt brewing. 417% knight effectiveness and 28 knight slots, we should be able to deal with them. Now unfortunately our heir has become incapable within a year, and then eventually they die very shortly after. It's up to Sir Gawain to deal with this mess. Unlikely to win the Liberty War, we go ahead and surrender that. And our knights, along with a network of alliances and dynasty members, we're able to push back against the enemy. Now one other way to boost your knight effectiveness is to manage royal guards, which I forgot to mention earlier. We'll replace him later on once we've dealt with the Civil War in order to get a boost that can go up to around 70% with the right person. By now you can see we're around halfway, up at around almost 500%. For our traditions, you can see I've also added in recognition of talent, as that will increase our knight pool, as well as battlefield looters for a bit of extra cash, although I'm going to get rid of that for the right to prove, because that gives us an extra 25% bonus to knight effectiveness, and that's the key for this challenge. With our next ruler, Sir Galahad, I'm trying to create the Duchy of Cologne title so that I can build the knight academies there, so I'm expanding into that region, and you can see that our knights are absolutely crushing it, valiantly defeating armies of thousands. We fend off an army of the Northmen, and you can see that our knights are absolutely killing it, many of our best ones slaying over 100 men each. Having finished with the dynasty legacies that benefit our knights, we also go down the blood route. This is because if we can get more geniuses, they've got a better chance of getting the Blade Master trait, and that also boosts up their fighting ability. Now I did say we would return to deal with the Scots, so we go ahead and enact our vengeance, crushing their armies with a clear stat wipe. Now by this point, fighting with only our knights and sieging down with only our levies has made this for quite a slow game, and we really need to get on with it.
Get on with it! Yes, get on with it!
So go ahead and fill our men-at-arms units with siege units only. We're going to be able to pretty much insta-siege anything. It'll be like launching a holy hands grenade at the castle walls.
1, 2, 5! Lisa! 3!
So for the next few decades, we mop up the provinces required for Britannia. Now I am going to want to build the next level of military academies, but we are a little bit behind in innovations. So what I am going to do is go over and take the most developed province in the game, which is Constantinople, and then I'm going to convert that to Anglo-Welsh so that it adds to our innovation speed. Avoiding confrontation with their much larger force, we attack by fire in mainland Greece, sieging most of it down before beelining back to Byzantium to take the province. We also use this as a stepping stone to the Holy Land in our quest for the Holy Grail. When we're doing tournaments, I try and go all out on horse races so that we don't miss out on the achievement this time. Jerusalem falls to our forces with ease. Not only does it contain a special building that gives us percentage bonus to knight effectiveness, it's also a duchy capital, so similar to Cologne, we can build military academies there too. And endeavouring to complete as many tournaments as we can with this character, we've won an amazing prize. A chest that nets us another 16%. By 1063 AD, the Pendragon dynasty unites the thrones of Britannia, forming a mighty empire. The Knights of the Round Table now are a force to be reckoned with 671% knight effectiveness and 36 members. You're able to crush any revolts with ease. We also have a Blade Master, and upon reaching level 6, he will give us a bonus 80% to knight effectiveness. We unleash our forces in the next Civil War. One of our men personally scoring 400 kills. We crush it in even more tournaments, unlocking various pedestal items that allow us to bolster our number of knights. The influx of technological advancement from Byzantium has allowed us to unlock Castle Bailey's, meaning that we can get level 2 military academies up and running, almost all our duchies now having at least level 1. Same thing's happened again with the Hastilider achievement. What a total joke. Third time lucky, I guess. Rushing for the knighthood innovation now, we make sure to keep all our troublemakers safely locked up. Now for our fourth accolade, I've decided to go with a manipulator that will give us up to 30% knight effectiveness as long as we stay at 100 dread. And to keep training our Blade Master, we continue our campaign in the Holy Lands. Because of the various artifacts and buildings that we possess, we're able to field up to 60 knights. And we can see here that they're soloing tens of thousands of men personally, stack wiping every regiment. We are so close to our goal, up at 969%, and after a few more of our military academies reach level 2, we finally reach over 1000%. Now it's just a case of getting that pesky tourney achievement, as well as finally defeating the French. And there we go, after a very lucky horse race in Jerusalem, we finally get the achievement. So I've gone ahead and bought a ton of claims from our Head of Faith. So let's go ahead and see what kind of damage these bad boys are going to do. Alright, so we actually just wrecked them in one single battle, but there is a crusade against us by the Catholics for the Kingdom of Germany. And yes, that turns out to be a total disaster for them. Now normally I'd show the map situation at this point, but unfortunately my game crashed and I only have a save from quite a while back. So I hope you found this video insightful and enjoyable. And if you did, please like it and subscribe to the channel for more Crusader Kings 3 and other Paradox games. Thanks very much guys, and see you in the next one.